Hello, and welcome to another Sonico tutorial. Today, we're gonna learn something a little bit more different from the usual. It's not anything related to development. It's just it's something that a lot of people needs to do very oftenly, and they don't know how. We are gonna transport one program. We're gonna transport a program from one system to another without using any kinds of tools like SAP Link and stuff, So let's say we have two different environments. You have your development environment and you have your customers. You have something in your system that you want to put into the customer's environment, something that is ready, a product maybe. And instead of just copying and pasting the code of programs, which would not work, would not be efficient, because sometimes you have screens, you have includes, data elements, tables, and all of those things are not easy to copy and paste. And because of that, you have SAP Link, of course, but the method I'm going to show you here is the standard method, which I prefer, in my opinion. So in this example, I have two environments connected, right? Let's say this is my environment, and I have this Z program right here. I want to transfer this Z program to the customer's environment without copy and pasting and without using SAP Link, using only standard methods. Okay, so in this example, I'm just going to use one simple program which I could easily copy and paste, but this is used for bigger purposes like exporting whole packages with tables, data element, classes, programs, screens, function modules, and stuff. All these things work because we're going to put every object inside a request, and we're going to transport this request from one system to another. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open this program, and I'm going to insert this program into a request. I'm going to create a request right here. Export request. Just an example. Don't forget the target, it's important. Let's save that. Okay, now I have put this program inside the request. Let's open the transaction as E10, which is the transport organizer. We're gonna find my request right here. Okay, export request with the report source code with the Z program. What I'm gonna do here is, the first thing we have to do is we're gonna release this request. Okay, so I'm gonna release directly. Every time you release a request with a target system, the SAP creates two files, a data file and a co-file file, which is weird to say, but the SAP generates these two files, and these files are usually shared within all the development, quality, and production systems. So that's why when you release a request, you can see the request in the quality system or production system. Where does the file go? That's the question. I'm going to copy the name of this request, and I'm going to open the transaction AL11. Now this is SAP directories. We're going to look for something like dir directory transport, right? This one right here. And we're going to have two folders, data and co-files. I'm going to open any one of these is okay for now. Okay, after you are inside the folder, I'm just going to filter this using the last change columns, descending. And you can see here the first file is K914781.dev. If you see my request, the request we just released it's the same thing, but this dev is at the end of the name. So this is the request we're looking for, the same number. I'm just gonna double click that, and this is the header of the request. I'm gonna copy the directory, right? And I'm going to open transaction CG3Y. This transaction allows us to download files from the application server into our local machine. So the file I want to download is this one, which stands for the call files of the request, right? And I'm gonna save that into a folder right here. Let me just create one, BASIS101, with the same name. Transfer format for data is bin, so I'm just going to download this file. Now if I open my computer, you can see we have downloaded this file with all its contents, so that's good. Now we want to download the data file. So if you go back to AL11, the trans folder, the data folder, we're just gonna open the data folder. Folder, not sure. Okay, now as you can see here, it's already sorted descending by last change. You can see the same number of my request, 914781, 914781, but this time instead of K, you have R. This is the pattern for data and call files. So this file contains everything inside the request, not only the header, but the programs, everything, all the objects. So I'm gonna copy this directory here. Again, I'm going back to cg3y, which I can't find right here. Oh, here it is. And basically, all you have to do is change from call files to data and from K to R. And the file you're creating as well, you have to change that to R. I'm gonna download that. Now if I open my folder, you can see we have both K and R files, which are call files and data. Okay, so my job here at my server is done. Now we have to put these files into the target system. How do we do that? Okay, first things first, I'm gonna open the target system, which is this one. Okay. The first thing we want to do is we have to find the transport directories in this target system. So we're gonna open AL11 again, this time in the target system. And we're gonna find here the transport folder. And as you can see, we have data and call files. This is a pattern. It shouldn't change. So I'm gonna just open call files here. And these are the K files. All I want is this directory path. So I'm copying this directory path, and I'm opening cg3z. cg3z does the opposite of cg3y. It uploads a file from your local machine into the application server. So I'm going to select here. Oh, I was in the right folder. Shit. I'm going to select the K file, which is the call file. And I'm going to upload that into my target system call files folder, right, with the same name. Let's transfer. Okay, it's done. Now I'm going to transfer the R file, which is the data file, to the data folder. Switching K's for R's and upload. Okay, now we have successfully uploaded this new request into the target system. I'm just going to copy the number right here because we're going to need that later. We're going to open transaction STMS, transport management system, right? And into import overview, we have all the queues for all the systems. In this case, I have just one queue. I'm gonna open this one. Remember, you always have to do this in your development system. We're going to extra order request and add. Now we're gonna find for our request right here. I put the dot. Let's take the dot out. So here it is. We found our request, and we're just going to add this request to the queue. So attach request, yes. We're just gonna have to wait a little bit. Okay, now at the end of the queue, we're gonna see our request from the source destiny, from the source system right here. So I'm gonna select this line, and I'm gonna press import request. Immediate and options. I want to flag overwrite originals and this for ignore flags, because mainly, as you can see here, ignore invalid component version. If you're copying from one system to another and you have some different component versions, these flags are gonna ignore those things. So I'm just gonna hit continue. Yes. And now job is done. As you can see, request description. I'm gonna copy this number and open it on transaction SE10. The request is already in the target system, and as well as the object. So here is the Z program. If I open the Z program, there it is. The program exists now in the target system without needing to copy and paste any kind of code. That's pretty much it. I know that in this example I used a simple program that could be easily copied and pasted, but the idea is usually you can import entire packages into a single request and then transport this request from the source system to the target system with all the objects included in it. So this is just a basic tutorial, and hopefully it will be very useful for you guys one day. So it's used a lot when you have a product in your system and you want to transport this product into the customer's system with one single request, but without using SAP Link or any kind of other tools. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for watching.